If you fish still waters, then this is one fly you should never be without. To tie it, we'll start off with some black silk thread. Snip the excess free. Grabbing some red crystal flash, we'll select a single strand and secure it to the hook shank. And continue wrapping backwards towards the bend of the hook. At which point, we'll reverse our thread's direction and start to work back up towards the head of the fly, taking care to leave an extremely smooth base. That'll not only help with our profile, but also the next step. We'll continue doing so until we reach the hook eye. At which point, we'll grab a red crystal flash, pull it tight so it's not all twisted up, and begin wrapping it forward in open spirals, taking care to make sure they're evenly spaced and not overlapping, and continue wrapping it forward in open spirals until you reach your thread. At which point, we'll secure it in place, taking thread wraps both in front as well as behind and snipping your excess free. At which point, we'll straighten our hook out, wrap back up towards the head of the fly, and grab some hollow tinsel. Here I'm using medium in the color red. We'll place a single strand on our thread, sliding it up towards the head of the fly. Here we'll secure it in place, pulling it downwards so it secures from the top of the fly and begins working towards the bottom. If you have a rotating vise, flipping it upside down will help you see your progress. Continue securing it in place till both strands are facing underneath the fly, and continue wrapping backwards till you reach roughly your hook point. With this complete, we can flip our fly back over and begin building up a bulk of thread at the head of our fly between our hollow tinsel and the hook eye. To do so, we'll want to take our time, narrowing it out on both sides, the one facing the hook eye, as well as the one facing our flash. Doing so by wrapping more times towards the center, building up a bump in the middle of these sections. I've selected to use an extremely small thread that you can find linked in the comments here to give a nice profile to the back, but using a thicker one will speed this up. With this complete, we'll grab our hollow tinsel, fold it over, and secure it tightly to the top of your fly, taking thread wraps both in front as well as behind our hollow tinsel before snipping the excess free. We'll whip finish to hold everything in place and simultaneously cover up our tag ends to give the head a nice clean look. Pull it tight and snip your excess free. At which point, we'll face our hook downwards again, covering just the back of the fly with some UV resin. For this, I'd highly recommend using Solar Res, that's linked in the comments below. Create a small coat over the back of the fly and secure it in place with a UV light. Next, we'll reorient our fly and add a layer of UV resin, this time to just the head section. Here, we'll just create a small layer before fixing it in place. Before coming back, this time with a little bit more UV resin and painting it over the head of the fly, building up the shape. Fix it in place with the UV light. And this is a buzzer, or a Chironomid pattern that is not only extremely successful in stillwater fishing, but it's also extremely fun to tie. I like to tie them in red, as well as silver, and some other attractor patterns. Thank you for watching, subscribe for more, and I will see you in the next one.